Hi. Last week, Exxon, the biggest oil company on the planet, had just been told to get off oil because it's bad and immoral and not nice. Now, I'm not joking. Some idiotic hedge fund elected two directors to Exxon board whose job will be to push the oil giant to produce less oil. Now, why do I bring it up? Because it gives the non-idiots an opportunity to make several times their money, also known as a multi-bagger. Let me explain. There are three conditions to make a multi-bagger. First, you must buy it extremely cheap. That is, buy it from idiots who don't know what they are selling. Second, you must hold it until it rose a lot, which the idiots won't understand and would let it rise without them. Third, once this rose a lot, you might sell it to other idiots, or often the same ones, who now think it is going even higher still. But you may ask, aren't idiots in short supply in the market? Aren't most investors very smart? Oh no, intelligent yes, but smart? If there's one thing of which there's an oversupply in the market, it's what Nassim Taleb, who coined the term black swan, called IBI, intelligent by idiots. How to define them? These are intelligent people who nevertheless believe in obvious idiocy just because everyone else believes it. Like what? Like global warming, caused mainly by China and cow farts, both of which are true, but non-PC to point out. Or that the stock market trading at a nosebleed PE of 40 would rise to a PE of 50. Or that the economy will be fine even if governments pay half the workers to stay home and not work. And the payment is with borrowed money which be repaid with income taxes of those who don't work. Or that the US Fed is doing what caused crashes before, but now they are smarter about it. All of these are obvious idiocies, believed by millions, even billions, but they are idiocies nevertheless. So all right, assume the market is full of IBI, intelligence by idiots. The question is how to take their money. For this, you need two qualities. First, you must understand that it is possible that all others are wrong if what they believe is idiotic. That this is not conceit on your part, but just common sense. Ask yourself, can 150 million Russians be wrong if they all believe in communism? The answer is yes, sure, because communism itself is idiotic. So whether 150 million or 300 million believe in it is immaterial. Second, that even if you are told by people you admire, like your high school teacher or coach, or your politically active grandma, that what you believe is immoral and dangerous and can't even be said out loud, it can still be true, if you would sleuth it out yourself and found it to be physically true. But number three, the hardest of all is you must stick with your contrary opinion in the teeth of everyone else telling you that you are the idiot, if what they tell you goes against common sense and physical data. And that's when you pounce to make your multi-bagger. How? Again, look at Exxon, the biggest oil company on the planet that has just been told to make less oil because it's bad. Remember oil? The commodity that a year ago was selling for minus $40 a barrel, minus, because zillions of idiots have bought lots of future contracts that they could not unload. Well, since then, the price of oil has gone to plus $65 a barrel, and everyone is convinced it's going a lot higher, and so they are chasing it. Will it go up? Maybe a bit, but not in an economy where people are being paid not to work, and when the government is printing money as if it is confetti because of a new theory called modern economic theory. I won't go into it. It's too idiotic. Back to oil then, and the economy and the market. The market is now melting up because the Fed and other central banks are printing money as if they are the French Parliament in the revolution, and all this money is chasing stocks in the market, so they are going up. As for the economy, it is running on fake money fumes, and that's why oil is going up too. People are finally taking the car out for a spin with money they got from the government for which it didn't work. However, sooner or later, I think it'll be sooner, within a year, the market must tank as the Fed raises rates to suppress inflation, and then the economy itself must tank. And then oil price will tank too. In fact, I think we may see a repeat of what we saw before, only not negative prices. Oil, I think, will plunge in a market crash from the current level of 60 or 70 bucks a barrel to less than 20, perhaps even 15 bucks a barrel or even lower. But then governments will really panic and print even more money, and the market and the economy will then rise again. But by that time, there won't be enough oil around. Why not? Because of Exxon and what the idiot hedge funds made it do. By then, Exxon will be producing less oil because of global warming, with the extra support of idiots in government and other idiots in the media. At the same time, John Kerry, who once ran for US president, is now flying around on his wife's big business jet. He is married to the Heinz heiress, meeting in secret with US banks, telling them not to lend to oil companies because of global warming. And in this, he is supported by more idiots inside the US government and also by earnest idiots in academia, including, I am sure, many earnest young people who feel very virtuous about it, because being against oil is an easier way to feel good than going out at night with food for the homeless or volunteering in an orphanage or other things that people used to do in my day before they found it easier to text against oil and evil global warmers. Now, why does all this matter for multi-bagger hunters? Because with Exxon investing less in finding oil and banks pushed to lend less to oil exploration companies and oil executives no longer invited to ecological golf tournaments, you can be sure that in a few years, there's going to be a lot less oil around. And this will happen just as the economy is emerging from its mini depression of 2022, that's next year, with government idiots printing even more money and faster than they even do today. And so, by then, oil will likely go to 200, maybe 250 bucks a barrel, maybe more. So, how does one make a 10-bagger of all these idiots who are sure they are smart? Like this. And I hope you are writing this down because I'll get back to this next year. First, one sells all one's oil stocks, leaving the last 15% or 20% in gain to others, like JP Morgan recommended. Second, one keeps the cash safe and dry and ready. Then one waits for the market to crash and for oil to fall by 2/3, maybe by 3/4, maybe more. Finally, when oil falls below 20 bucks a barrel, one begins to buy oil stocks, all the way down to 15 bucks a barrel, even below that, hopefully. Remember, oil once reached minus 40. But then comes the third part, the hardest, the waiting. Then one must hold the stocks and wait 5, 6, 7 years until oil reaches 150 or 200 bucks per barrel, which it could, because inflation by then would be 12 to 15 bucks, 12 to 15% per year, maybe more, as it was in the 80s, in Jimmy Carter's days. And when should one sell one's oil stocks under this theoretical scenario? Only when the shell-shocked idiots emerge from their holes and scream that oil is going to 1,000 bucks per barrel because we are running out of it. Now remember, the above scenario is only a theoretical illustration, not a recommendation. Just a scenario of how one can make 10 times one's money in oil stocks by buying if oil crashed below 20, then held for several years and sold at 200 plus. As a famous Wall Street speculator once said, one makes money not just by buying and selling, but by sitting. It sounds simple, but it's not, because there's one thing that market idiots have, perhaps to compensate them for the lack of real brains. They know how to convince others. They have to, or they wouldn't be able to pay their mortgage. We'll get back to this theoretical scenario next year if the channel is still up and running by then. That's all for today. Please let me know what you think of the above in the comment below. Subscribe to the channel, and if you like it, which I hope you do, tell all your friends about it so they can subscribe too. I'll see you next time. In the meantime, thank you very much for watching.